Hey guys, how's it going? Phone Techers here today. This is gonna be my tier list for the TV shows I watch. Some of the shows are still going, some of them are done. But nevertheless, this is still my tiers for them. Just to clarify, I want to cover the top three tiers for you guys. Um, S tier is shows I think are absolutely perfect with no flaws to them. I love watching them all the time. I think they're perfect. A tier is fantastic TV shows with minor flaws, with one being a major flaw, but I can still rewatch the show over and over again, and there is more good than bad. Um, B tier is basically a great show that I like, but it has major fucking flaws that keep it from the top two tiers, and it really hinders me rewatching those shows. C tier I probably won't be using, and D tier is for fucking shows that I absolutely hate. So to get started with Game of Thrones, I'm putting it in A tier. Um, the one thing that really holds the show back, and if you know me, you know what it is, and that's the final season of Game of Thrones. I hated it. It felt so rushed. I cannot believe that that season was so disappointing. I hated it so much. For one thing, the writing just felt so everything about that season felt rushed. That was a rushed season. First off, it was a 6 episode long season. Why? I mean, I guess they really wanted to get it done because the creators of the show wanted to go over to Disney, but why rush it? Why not give the Game of Thrones fans something that they deserve, a great finale, a great conclusion to their favorite show? And if it wasn't for the 8th season, man, it'd be in the S tier, but that final season really just, it ruined it. And it didn't ruin the show. I can still rewatch the first 7 seasons. I absolutely love it. And maybe if I rewatch the 8th season again, maybe I'll like the season more. But for right now, I hate that season. There were so many problems with it. It just felt really rushed. And that's why Game of Thrones is an A tier. Next is Stranger Things, and that's going in S tier. I love the show Stranger Things. Again, if you guys don't know me, I own multiple pop vinyls of Stranger Things. I own action figures. I own a collector's Coca-Cola can of Stranger Things. I own the vinyl for each season soundtrack of the one from the composer Kyle Dixon, and then the actual licensed music. And I own the 2 seasons on VHS limited edition Blu-ray. I love Stranger Things. I don't know what it is. I think maybe because of how good the story is, how good child acting is. I've never seen child acting as good as it was in Stranger Things. The visual effects are really fucking good. I love the 80s feel. The music, the synth music is so great to listen to. And every time you hear that Stranger Things theme song, you can't skip it. You have to play it out because it's so great. I love Stranger Things. It is possibly my top three favorite shows of all time. Speaking of top three favorite TV shows, Breaking Bad, it is my favorite TV show ever made. To me, this is a masterful TV show. This is what TV shows should strive to be. It has each season just got better and better and better and better to me. And the character arcs, the character development is so well done in this TV show. But my favorite character, okay, so for example, my favorite character, Jesse Pinkman. He goes through so much in this TV show. And if you watch it, you'll see I'm not going to spoil any of the shows here. I'm not going to give away major plot points or anything like that. Just tell you guys that he goes through some shit in the show. But he always, and it has a chain reaction to his character that chain reacts to into later seasons, and it's so cool to see. It's so well done. The show has great writing. It still holds up to this day. It's a show that I continue to rewatch. I'm on my 11th time rewatching Breaking Bad, and it has not gotten old yet. I absolutely love the show. It's a fantastic TV show. If you haven't seen Breaking Bad, watch it. Give it a chance. Up next is Swamp Thing. This is a DC Universe show that got canceled way too soon. This was such a great comic book TV show. They really brought his character to life. Like Swamp Thing, they brought him to life. The only reason why it's an A tier is because there's minor issues with the show, some visual effects problems that do take me out of the experience. But goddamn, um, the stunning look of Swamp Thing in the show, the way they made him look was so perfect. They could not have done any better. And the story was really well done. The characters were really well done. The writing was really good for a comic book TV show. I absolutely love Swamp Thing, and I really do hope that they uncancel and make season two. But there are some problems, like I said, there's some plot holes in the last episode. It does leave off on a major cliffhanger, knowing that there's no other season. There's no, I'd say watch it just how good it is. But once you watch it and see that big cliffhanger, it just really fucks it up. And of course, there's well, the bad visual effects at times. I lost train of thought there. Coming up next is Preacher. It's going to B tier. This show is such a hit and miss. It goes back and forth with each season. The first season is so good. I love it. Then the second season was a bit disappointing, and it really pissed me off. But then the third season was really fucking good. Then the fourth season was kind of disappointing. So like it goes back and forth with me because while Preacher is still a great show to watch, it's really well done. It's created by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. It's just such a wonky show. It has great concepts that they do most of the time pull off well. There are other times where they don't. And it does piss me off at times, but I still can rewatch the show. It's just more like sparse, like more sparse than what the A and S tier I can rewatch. This show's rewatchability to me it hinders because season 2 and 4 are very disappointing, but seasons 1 and 3 are fucking great. Coming on next is the TV show Happy, and this is gonna be another S tier TV show. Not in my top three. My second favorite TV show is actually on this list, but this is probably my fifth favorite TV show. Probably fourth. It's my fifth favorite TV show. Happy is basically Crank with an imaginary friend. This is his TV show. It's so brutal, fast paced, doesn't let up. It's so funny. It has great gags in it. Shows sci-fi really. They have a winning show here, and they better keep it. I cannot wait for the third season. If you guys haven't seen Happy, really do suggest you guys watch it. It has a great story, great acting, and great humor. Coming up next is the TV show. Oh shit, is the TV show Titans, and I'm putting that in D tier. I absolutely hate Titans. I think it was such a missed opportunity. Um, for one thing, when I heard that they were doing a live action Teen Titans show, I'm like, okay, it can't be no worse than Teen Titans Go because see, I grew up on the original animated Teen Titans. I grew up on that show, loved it. Then they did Teen Titans Go, and I'm like, what the fuck have they done? This show is awful. This is not funny. And then I heard, oh, they're DC Universe is doing a live action Teen Titans show. I'm like, fuck yes, yes. And then I heard it was rated TVMA. I'm like, fuck yes. Imagine the possibilities of a TVMA Titan show. Then I saw the set pictures and I'm like, what the fuck are those people? There's only two I liked, Raven and Robin. Those two actors nailed their roles. I love that show's version of Robin. I love that show's version of Raven. But what the fuck was Starfire and Beast Boy? That is not Starfire and Beast Boy. Not only that, the story is so bland. Somehow made a TVMA Teen Titans show bland and boring. It it boggles my mind. I watched the entire first season and I do not want to go back to rewatch it. I fucking hate that show. Coming up next is Always Sunny in Philadelphia. This is my fourth favorite TV show of all time. This show somehow has managed to stay fresh and funny after 14 seasons. And they're now working on, well, hopefully they're working on the 15th season. This show is so messed up, so mean spirited that it's so hilarious. This show to me is what comedy shows should strive to be. This is what comedy shows should strive to be. This is funny. And the creators of the show have stated, well, the creator of the show has stated that no, they're not going to end the show until they get bored with it or the fans get bored with it. And if they've been going strong for 14 seasons, I cannot wait to see what they do later on down the road. This show is so funny. If you haven't watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and you don't get offended easily, check it out. It's on Hulu. It's a great show to watch. Coming up next is the show Watchmen on HBO, and I fucking hate Watchmen. This is another show that I cannot fucking stand. Oh no, wait, sorry. I forgot to clarify. Stranger Things is my second favorite show. My third favorite's on here. My brain is not working tonight. But Watchmen is such a bland TV show, and I'm such a big Watchmen fan. I am. I love the Watchmen. I think the Watchmen is a great comic books. Great comic books. I love the comic books. I own several of them on my shelf. And the movie itself, the movie that was done by what's that dude's name? He's Zack Snyder, the one who I do enjoy his adaptation of the Watchmen movie, but the TV show was so dumb. They changed so many characters. I fucking hate what they did to Rorschach in the show. I know there's people who like the Watchmen TV show. That's great. This is my opinion. I am happy that you guys like that show, but to me, this show was so boring, and it was not the Watchmen to me. This is not the Watchmen, and I refuse to call this like say this is anything based on the Watchmen. This is its own thing. This is has nothing to do with comic books to me, and I want it to stay that way. Coming up next is Doom Patrol. I'm putting this in the A tier. Doom Patrol is a fantastic, funny DC Universe TV show with minor problems, but those can be really overlooked. But they do bug me. Sometimes the acting can get a little bit wonky, but other than that, Doom Patrol is a great show to watch. Has great emotion to it. Uh, Great writing, fantastic writing. The actors most of the time do really fucking good, and the humor is actually really good, even though the humor can be a negative as well because they do too much humor at times. But man, Brendan Fraser steals the show. Man, Brendan Fraser acts he acts the hell out of the show. He pulls off the character so well. I love him in the show. I think he's a great actor, and I'm glad he's back to acting, doing something. I think this is a great choice for him. Coming up next is Black Sails. I'm putting this in B tier. I watched the entirety of Black Sails not too long ago, and I'm a big fan of pirates, so I was really stoked to watch the show. And while the show is great, it's a fun watch. Sometimes it can be really bad, but when it's good, it's really good. But when it's bad, oh man, it has the same problem with Preacher. But here's the thing: the seasons, they all have their issues. Every single season, there's not one perfect season. Each season is great, like they're good, but they have major issues from them throwing character arcs out the window to them just forgetting, what happened in the previous season and never bringing it up again, even though it was a major point in that season. But what really saves the show is the fight scenes and the ship battles and the piracy. Oh, someone tweeting. Okay, is the piracy and all that. That shit is good. Like they got the look and aesthetic of a pirate show right, and they did a really good job of that. The characters are really well done. It's just they forget certain plot points. They throw it out the window. It's like, oh yeah, we're throwing this out the window for story's sake. It pisses me off, and that's why I cannot, like, I can go back to rewatch it, but it just some things really did piss me off Black Sails because it's such a good show. It really is, but it could have done with some better writers. Um, Coming up next is Sons of Anarchy, and I'm putting this in. I'm gonna put this in A tier. I watched the entirety of it because a friend asked me to, and it's good. It's just something I wouldn't call like top tier quality show. It is a great show. There are really fucking good episodes. But to me, the later seasons just weren't as good as the earlier seasons. The characters, they just get they get forgotten in the characters from the earlier seasons, really good characters get forgotten in the newer seasons. The character arcs get forgotten at times. Um, and for some reason to me, the later seasons feel like they dipped in quality a bit. That's just me. It's not a show I would particularly go back to rewatch. Well, you know what? Since that's the case, I will do this. C tier is going to be shows that I would not rewatch ever again. Sons of Anarchy is going to be one of them. I watched the entirety of it. It's a good show. I just want to go back to rewatch it. So this is going to be the first show in C tier. It's a show that I would never rewatch again, and that's Sons of Anarchy. While I still do respect it, I still think it's good. I'm just not going to rewatch it. Coming up next is Ash vs. Evil Dead. That's going in S tier. If you're an Evil Dead fan, you've got to watch Ash vs. Evil Dead. Such a fantastic fucking show. This is my third favorite TV show ever made. And man, this show is fucking great. Unfortunately, it was canceled because people kept wanting to pirate the show. And it pisses me off. If you don't know the history behind this, people kept pirating the newer seasons, the seasons of Ash vs. Evil Dead instead of getting Stars Network to watch it. Bruce Campbell made a tweet saying, "Listen, guys, stop pirating the show, or else we're gonna have to cancel it." People kept pirating it. It got canceled. They did the third season, and it ended on a cliffhanger, and it pisses me off. Why? Unlike Swamp Thing, where it pisses me off, the cliffhanger happened when Ash vs Evil Dead, the cliffhanger, it feels like it could be a perfect ending to something else. Like it feels like it could lead to like a video game that because they're working on a video game. It feels like the ending could lead to the video game they're working on, or to a new movie they could work on about Ash's friends trying to survive. I wouldn't mind seeing that. With Ash vs. Evil Dead, it feels like an Evil Dead TV show. This feels like this was Evil Dead. It didn't deviate from anything. It didn't forget anything. This is Evil Dead, and I love this show. Bruce Campbell is just perfect in this show. He is the only one who can play Ash. Now, I will say CM Punk could do a good Ash. As I heard they're doing a new Evil Dead movie, and their fans are wanting CM Punk to play Ash. I can see CM Punk playing Ash. It's just gonna be hard not seeing Bruce Campbell in those shoes. But if you haven't seen Ash vs Evil Dead, you've been hesitant to watch it because of how it ended, like the cancellation. Don't watch Ash vs Evil Dead. It is on Netflix. It is worth the watch. Last but not least is Walking Dead. I'm putting that in A tier. I somehow still find enjoyment of Walking Dead. I do think the later seasons do get a bit tedious and boring, but the earlier seasons were really well done to me. I still find it. I still watch Walking Dead to this day. I own all the seasons on Vudu. I'm currently still watching the new season, and the new season is actually really good. And it feels like they're getting their shit back together. Because if it wasn't for this newer season, it would be down in the B tier. But A tier right now is a great show. There's just some seasons that feel kind of off, but it's still a great show to watch. I still do think it's entertaining. It's just like with Game of Thrones, the only thing holding this show back was the last few seasons before this. The one that introduced Negan. The only thing about the season, I think everyone can agree, was Negan. He was the one who held that season up. But after that, the seasons got better and better again. So it's like one dud. It's like really one dud season, and then the rest of them kept getting better and better. This new season is great, but yeah, Walking Dead. It's a great show with a fantastic show with some minor flaws, mainly being the season where they introduced Negan. But this is my tier list. What you guys think? Leave your comments down below. What you think of my tier list and what you would have put. I honestly love, exception of two. I do, three, because Sons of Anarchy I do think is good. I just won't rewatch it ever again. B tier and up. These are shows I still find good, and I'll rewatch them. But this is my tier list, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.